I think
Yeah.
I forgive me, but I feel like I found kind of a fundamental flaw in your guys' argument here. You guys believe that if you teach a man to love himself and you teach him the right mindset, that automatically all of a sudden the right behaviors will flow forth from that. But
Because
that's
we,
not necessarily true. There are guys that love themselves deeply and they still do the wrong things. Just because I think I'm a
how do
great
you do the
martial
wrong
artist,
things?
How
Like
you do?
what? Give us an example.
Give an
just
example.
because I believe I'm a great martial artist doesn't mean I can get into the octagon with Conor McGregor,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Like
that's
believing that
100%
I'm
accurate.
awesome is not the same
No,
as
no, no,
having the
no. What
technical
I'm saying
skill to
is
beat Conor McGregor.
what I'm saying is that if you want to talk to a woman, right? What is the wrong thing to do in going up and talking to a woman? Like, what would be the wrong thing?
The wrong thing would be saying something that gets you kicked out of the bar or restaurant, right? If you say something that's really abrasive.
Like what? Give us an example.
What would you say to her?
You could say something a little bit too overt and she could know the bartender and know the bouncer. Hey,
Okay,
that dude
so
just
so
said
so
such and
let's
such to me, right?
let's say a guy goes up to the girl, he sees her, says, "Hey, I thought you're very attractive. My name's so and so. I think me and you should go back to my place and get out of here." And she's like, "Oh my God, that's so disgusting. I don't know you." Blah 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 blah. Now, if he loves himself, he's not gonna give a shit if he got kicked out the bar because everything he said to that woman, every word was what he wanted to do. So
Yeah.
he's fine with whatever the outcome is
But
of the
so your
situation.
frame is that as long as I'm acting through whatever I want to do, then it doesn't matter if we live in a shared reality. It doesn't matter what social norms are,
Because the
right?
game, because it's not
We live in
about
a shared
women.
reality.
Yeah, there's
Because
okay, so there's a limit to that though. Like there is a certain point where you are harassing people or you are
Exactly.
saying bad
that's not
things or
harassment.
hey, maybe I just get pissed off and I go kill somebody today. Maybe that was
Oh,
congruent.
you know what
No, that's
happens?
that's against the law. It's not against the law to tell a woman you want to fuck her.
It
Okay,
is
but
actually, yes, it is.
uh,
Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not.
depends on
Depending on
what you
where you are.
say.
Yes, it is. No,
Uh,
listen, here's another
Where
thing.
is it against the law for me to go up
In
to a woman and
most
tell her I'm interested in
states,
having sex with
it's
her?
all local law. So first of all, we're allowed to engage strangers in conversation, but they are allowed to reject our advance. They can say, I don't want to
Uh-huh.
talk to you. And if you are persistently annoying, you're technically
Yes,
harassing. Also, no, no,
persistent.
no, really quick. Also, if you say something of sexual nature to a random stranger, you can also technically be guilty of harassing as well. You do have to be
How
somewhat
but
careful.
Blaze, harassment means continued interaction. If I
Right.
tell a woman I'm interested in sex or whatever the hell it is, and she says I'm not interested, and I walk
Agreed.
away, where's the harassment?
If I wrote about this in my book that's soon to be released. If you walk up and tell a woman that she's attractive, you're probably safe. If you walk up to a woman and tell her she's sexy, you're technically teetering on the line of harassment
That
because
is
you
not. No,
That's
it's
not
not.
sexualize the
true.
No,
You
it's
interaction.
can't.
not.
It
No,
is
it's not.
true. You are not
That's not
allowed
What?
true.
to.
Okay.
That,
What?
Yeah.
that
What state where you get arrested for telling a woman she's sexy?
Almost no, here's the thing. Most likely nothing is going to come of it. Most likely the woman's going to be like, get out of here, you creep. If she wanted to, she could technically report you. Once
What is
again,
she going to report?
there's
she's
no
going to
laws
say,
being
hey,
broken.
this
I
guy
don't
said
think that's
some lewd
likely.
shit to me. This guy said
It
some lewd
just feels
shit to me,
sloppy.
right?
There's no laws. There's no laws. Look, so
Yes, there are.
the reason why is because you can really legitly because it's freedom of speech, right?
No, it's
You can
not.
it is freedom of speech. The First Amendment is protected because you have to be able to allow someone a no. So if somebody says, "Hey,
You guys,
that's
look, we
it,"
can fact check this
that's
after the
it.
debate.
Well,
I
we
promise
could,
you guys are
we could,
wrong.
we can say that's it, and we can walk away, and it's
Right.
not a harassment. It's
I
constant
promise you guys are
negative
wrong.
behavior, right?
The majority of
I'm in
states,
California.
it's
This is
state law.
butter
California
out
for
here.
sure. Listen,
No, 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 hold on.
In California, you
No.
are allowed to engage a stranger in conversation. But if you say something sexual, that is technically harassment. You're not allowed to sexualize people
Yeah, you
off
can. You can
in
So
sexualize
so
conversation.
anybody.
so Blaze, what if
No,
you say to a woman, "Hey, you haven't that's a nice dress you have," and then she interprets that as you saying something sexual? So now you're gonna get arrested for
she
telling you
she
get a nice
doesn't
dress?
really have ground to stand on there. You can say,
Oh,
look,
so
I
now she doesn't have ground to stand. But what if
yeah.
she interprets that as sexual?
Yeah.
So this is again where it goes down to the law. So some states,
Oh
especially
my
ones
God.
that are extremely progressive, are trying to make it that all the woman has to do is believe she was harassed and she was harassed.
Okay, so then why don't
Luckily,
we
the
just not
law,
approach
That's
women
still
luckily
at
the
all?
law
that's
is
yeah,
a
Let's
little
fuck it
bit
still
more
off.
still
reasonable.
bad.
Guys,
Like
don't
The
approach women
law
with
is
guns. Assault.
generally more reasonable though. Okay. So just because a woman
this
thinks she was harassed
devolved.
does not mean she was harassed. Okay. But I'm telling you, technically, if you walk up to a woman and you say some shit that's too lewd, you can get in trouble in the majority of states in the United States and in other countries as well. Go look up the law.
It's
Go
not
look up the law.
true. It's not
It's
true.
true, brother.
Well,
Because
yeah,
what
I mean,
what I'm
whether
telling
or
you
not
is
that's true or false, I think it is silly to be afraid of the law and like the bad social ramifications of
I
strangers
use
by
the
telling
law
a girl she's
actually to
sexy. I think it's
encourage
totally
guys. I
fine
use the law
to
so that
tell a girl
guys
that
don't
she's
get
sexy. There's no
discouraged.
problem with that. I
Jordan,
just think,
I
again, from
use
an
the law
optimal
to encourage
standpoint.
guys to
Hey,
approach, so they realize actually you are allowed to start
quick Google
conversations.
Okay,
search.
hold on. According to ChatGPT, in France, there is a strict law against street harassment 2018. Calling someone sexy in public could lead to fines of up to 750 euros. There are some other things about India, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Australia, England, Canada, Singapore, South Africa, Germany. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, so
yeah,
the
that's in Dubai and all those
the law,
places.
just a
Then
quick Google search. The law, it says the law harassment. It says the law harassment, but generally harassment involves repeated and unwanted behavior. So that means if she tells me no off the jump and I stop, it's not harassment.
Correct.
So this is
Correct.
what I'm
And I
saying. Because
listen, I don't use the law to scare guys from approaching. I actually use it to encourage them and say, look, you're allowed to talk to strangers. But if she says she doesn't want to talk to you, you need to abide by that. Or if your
I
initial
agree.
approach is too big of an infraction, you could technically
I
get in
agree.
trouble
I
as
agree.
well.
I don't want repeated behaviors to a woman that's unwanted from a man.
right.
So
That's low vibe. That's when you know you don't love yourself. To continue why are you playing where you're unwanted? Like it doesn't make any sense. She's not special. I'm not going to repeat any behaviors that she's not with. Like it doesn't make any sense to do that. That's all I'm saying.
So if
Yeah,
so let me ask the question.
And I live in that world. I live in that world of aggressive. Man, I'm 6'2", 206, 270. Like I'm a big guy with deep voice, beard, shades on, and I get up close.
So would you guys consider like double texting
I live in that world.
harassment?
no, but if if a girl tells you to stop texting her and you text her like another 12 times, yes, you can.
But
get in
isn't that
trouble.
harassment because she's not responding? She's showing she's not interested, right?
Do that.
Or if you try to flirt with a girl and she's kind of giving you resistance, but she's still there and you keep flirting, isn't that harassment?
Listen, there's a word that comes up repeatedly in the law, and that's reasonable. Okay. So if the behavior crosses the line from being reasonable to being kind of unreasonable, that's where you can technically get in trouble. Texting a girl, double texting her, trying to get her on the line, that's not going to get you in trouble,
Game doesn't teach you that.
most likely. But if all of a sudden you text the girl 40, 50 times a day, and then you create fake phone numbers to text her more, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I agree
that.
with that. So just by me going up to women and saying, "Hey, I think you're sexy," that's not going to do anything.
That's not gonna do nothing.
most likely you're not going to get in trouble for that. Most likely, but you probably are technically breaking the law in certain locations.
The only time I say don't do
Because
it,
you have the word sex in there. Sexy is not the same as telling a woman she's beautiful. Hey, I think you're sexy.
it's still
You
saying that
could
on the-
technically get in trouble. You probably
Okay.
won't.
Come on, it's on the back end. Look, don't say that at someone's job and don't say that at the gym. But what I'm saying is, even when you say beautiful, you're saying I want to fuck. It's just you're just saying it in a different way.
I'm not saying it's the way it should be. I'm just telling you guys what the law is.
But
It's
we're
just
saying,
telling
but
you
we
I know
never,
the law.
we always teach our guys one and done. Nobody's telling these guys to keep harassing women. We don't.
I never said you guys were. I don't remember how
Right.
the conversation started,
Someone brought up in a book that it's
I
harassment.
think we should move on from this point and
Yeah,
leave
this
this.
topic
This
I
is
think is dead.
a
We've kind of beat a dead horse on
conversation.
this one.
This is a conversation we could leave to the lawyers of every country on earth.
Yeah, I
This
look
is
like
how big
I
a
look like I
subject
break
is.
the law.
Uh,
I done broke the law with a lot of bitches. I'm telling you right now. Hey,
no comment. No comment.
verbally, they love it. You know what I mean? Don't let them tell you. Don't let them tell you that they
Cancel.
like it slow and they like the love making. Didn't you say that earlier? They love the love making. Oh, they like to get fucked.
They love
Okay.
rough.
Hey
And
man,
I'm
don't
telling you-
twist
I'm
my
with
words
50 on
around.
this one.
Don't
That's
twist
what
my
you
words
said.
around.
You said that
No,
earlier.
no.
You said, the girls they love to just get that floor play and
This is a
slow
whole
and
separate
intimate.
debate. This is
That's
a
what you said.
whole.
You
This
was
is a whole separate
right
debate.
here with
Now
it.
we're
I was
talking
like, hold
fast
on, bro, hold
escalation
on.
versus solid game.
They
So
love to be
the girl,
covered
and,
in
and I
gingerbread
don't want to,
cookies.
I don't want to bring up the girl you with. I'm just going to be in general. We're going to speak in general. You think that women don't have different moods for the different man they're with. You
of
think
course
that
they do. Of
so
course
when they see
do.
somebody like you, they may want to just, they may want to just, rub my back first and then
Oh, is
rub my
that it?
feet.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying this is fact.
Come
I'm just
on,
speaking
come
in
on,
general.
man. Game
And
recognizes game. You don't think
you
I have
know
game,
what I'm
man?
talking about.
Steve, calm down. Steve,
Hey,
calm down.
no, I don't think you have universal game. I think you have a certain area of life game, meaning this is your demographic that you can talk to. You can't talk to all the women. They will eat you alive.
That's all you're teaching is universal game. I'm teaching universal game plus uniqueness layered on. I call it standard value versus unique value. You guys are teaching straight